Hi, Lee Farnell here, and thanks for listening to Leading Your Best Life. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about lies and stories. Lies and stories that are either going to help you or hinder you in leading your best life. Stay tuned. Welcome back. What I want to talk about here, as I say, is lies and stories, because all of us tell ourselves lies and stories. Their thoughts, their belief systems, their BS, they're either empowering or disempowering. So we're talking about lies we might tell ourselves about money, or lies we tell ourselves about ourselves. You know, I've always been good at, I'm not good at, I'm very good at. Lies we tell ourselves about what we might call hard conversations or public speaking. We know, people on the list of human fears, they say public speaking is number one and shark bites at number 3. So theoretically, people are more likely or happier to get bitten by a shark than to speak in public. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? What are the lies we tell ourselves about feedback? Where was I the other day? A person just saying to me, I had to tell him off. I had to have a difficult conversation versus I had to have a coaching conversation. Or more to the point, it was time for and important that and very timely that I had a coaching conversation, because one of the lies I tell myself is feedback is feed forward. We're giving people feedback to help them move forward and be more effective in their work, be more effective at home, to lead a happier life. At the same time, you tell yourself the lie, I'm going to upset them. I'm going to put a rocket up them. So the language we use, even just yesterday, a person showed me an email of a person who had said they'd built a business up over 10 years and then one way or another they were removed, they were kicked out of the business, they were heartbroken. And then he talked about being, being on the scrap heap of life, until he went to the graveyard. Well, what kind of lie is that? What kind of lie is that person's telling themselves? What I mean by that is disempowering self-talk. Basically, bullshit that does not help lead a happy, fulfilling, blissful life. As I was watching Sadhguru yesterday, the Indian yoga, it's fantastic, and I highly recommend his book, books on karma and a whole range of things, talking about this human, the beautiful engineering, the most evolved engineering on the planet is the human body, the human brain, the human being. So here we are, this incredible mechanism that can build bridges and fly to the moon. And at the same time, I was walking past a guy down the city yesterday. I think it was about 5 minutes to 10 in the morning, and there he was gulping on a bottle of, well, I don't know what it was. It was in a brown paper bag, and it looked like a bottle of red wine or port or something like that. And you go, what storage? Now, I'm not, at one level, not making judgments, because the poor guy clearly has gone through something to get to the point to be sitting on a street corner outside a car park in the city at 5 to 10 in the morning drinking alcohol. But either way, the story he's telling himself in his head and what he's repeating and what his belief systems are clearly different than, say, Elon Musk, or even different than the people this morning at what time? We were 5:30, we're at the swimming pool, jumping in, all training for various national and international tournaments. Human beings, human bodies, essentially the same mechanism, but one is sitting drinking at 5 to 10 in the morning, and another is saying, I think I'm going to have a cup of hot chocolate in this meeting, and we're going to have a very productive meeting, which I did with the person I met down the city, and the person with me saying, okay, we want to meet with Lee Farnell because we see opportunity. In fact, the number of times the person I was meeting with, Lee, said, there's an opportunity here. I see a great opportunity. I can see an opportunity. Yes, there's a real market for this. The language and the stories we tell ourselves make all the difference, whether it be, as I say, stories and language around selling, about the future. Well, what is your language? What are you saying? What lies are you telling yourself? Are they empowering lies, or are they disempowering lies about the future? I'm going to have a great future. My future is going to be abundant. Certainly what I'm seeing is a whole lot of my friends right now. It's winter here in Perth in Western Australia. In winter, I'm getting all these photos on Facebook of everybody in Europe. And I thought, how do these people all end up in Europe in the winter here in Australia, but it's summer over there. Well, how'd they do it? They planned it. They told themselves a story. They said, this time next year, June next year, we're flying to Europe. We're flying to Bali. We're going to where it's sunny. We're going up to Broome. They planned it. They told themselves a story and then they planned it. And clearly then they budgeted for it as well. And how do you do anything? As Peter Drucker says, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. The best way to predict the future is to create it. The best way to predict the future is to plan for it and then break that plan into steps, monthly steps, weekly steps, daily steps, break it down, do a budget for it, put an account in place and say, okay, $10 a week or $50 a week or $100 a week or whatever the number is going into the travel account, because that is the money we're going to be using when we go to Europe or when we go to Broome or when we go to wherever we want to go in the summer. Well, the European summer. It's all about the quality of the stories and the lies and the thoughts you have. Some of them help, some of them don't help. Your goal is to be conscious and design those thoughts so that they help you. I hope this helps, and give me some feedback on it if you will. I hope I haven't been rambling too much. Am I preaching? No, I'm really talking to myself in the mirror so that I too have to hold myself accountable for the negative lies or the negative self-talk that I say about myself or the business or the marketplace. Because as my client this morning, as I was coaching him, said, you're right, Lee. I need to be looking more abundantly. I need to be thinking of my lifestyle, because as I said, you want to reverse engineer what type of lifestyle do you want to be leading, and therefore what type of business do you want to have to support your lifestyle, as distinct from I just work and I hope that I'm going to get the lifestyle I want. Look, if you want help on this, reverse engineering your dream lifestyle and talking about the thinking, the stories, the empowering lies, the belief systems, the thoughts that will support you in doing that, give us a call. We are serious and we're passionate about helping you lead your best life, and particularly if you're in the area of sales, with sales teams, we'd love to help you create massive performance breakthroughs. That's what we specialise in. Thanks for listening. I'm Lee Farnell. Share this with friends. Give us some comments, subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you, and you hearing me next time round. Thanks for listening. I'm Lee Farnell.